Yeah, so it's really interesting. We're seeing people really dig their heels in when it comes to getting the vaccine. As you pointed out, more than 80% of people who are not yet vaccinated do not plan to get vaccinated. But when you ask them about their ability or their willingness to take drugs if they get sick, it's a little bit different. Now, we looked at two different categories. The first one is kind of a hypothetical at this point, antiviral drugs that you could take as pills at home as soon as you get sick with COVID. These are in development right now from companies like Pfizer and Merck, and it's hoped if they work, they could be available early next year. Now, we asked only unvaccinated people, would they take these drugs if available? 41% said no, 21% said yes, 38% said maybe. Now, we looked at another category of drugs, those monoclonal antibodies that Monica was talking about that public health experts say can really make a huge difference. Dr. Fauci says up to 85% reduced risk of hospitalization or death from COVID with these drugs early in treatment. Regeneron is the best known brand here because that's what President Trump took when he got sick with COVID. But 33% of people who are unvaccinated say they wouldn't take those. 23% say yes, 44% say maybe. If you add up the yeses and the maybes in both of these categories, that's about 2/3 of people who are unvaccinated who say they might be willing to take these drugs if they get sick. Now, that's a heck of a lot more people who are unvaccinated who are willing to take drugs and not the vaccine, Shep.
You know, the question now, I guess, is what about the boosters? It sounds like those could be available later this month.
They absolutely could. And for people who are already vaccinated, about 3/4 say that they're willing to get a booster when they're eligible. About 10% say no. But the really interesting thing to look at here is the breakdown by political affiliation. We asked people who they voted for in the 2020 election, and you can see the difference between Biden voters and Trump voters is huge on people who are already vaccinated who plan to get a booster shot. Look at this. 86% Biden voters say yes, they're going to get a booster when they're eligible. Only 43% of vaccinated Trump voters say the same thing. 28% of vaccinated Trump voters say they don't plan to get a booster shot. And this comes after the president said last week to the Wall Street Journal he wasn't sure he was going to get a booster even though he is vaccinated. Now, the other key question about boosters that public health officials have really wanted to know about is, did saying that we need boosters make people who are unvaccinated less likely to get their first shot? And what we found is that 53% of people who are not vaccinated said yes, they are less likely to get vaccinated because of the plan that we need boosters, Shep.
Wow.